For today's Discover, we're looking at halves and quarters, and we have Ebo and Amelia. And Ebo and Amelia are looking at some jugs of orange juice. Now we're told that this jug of orange juice is half full, so half of this jug is full. We're told that this jug of orange juice is 3/4 full, so 3/4 of this jug is full of orange juice. Ebo says there are 0.5 litres of orange juice in this jug. 0.5 is the same as a half. Amelia says there are 0.71 litres of orange juice in this jug. 0.71 is the same as 3/4. Your questions are, number one, A, is Ebo correct that 0.5 is equivalent, so equal to a half? Explain your answer. B, Amelia is incorrect. What is 3/4 as a decimal? For question A, we were asked if Ebo was correct that 0.5 is equivalent to a half. Now I can tell you that Ebo's jug is in fact half full. If we look at this number line on the side of the jug and we tip it over so that it's sideways, we can see that it goes from 0 to 1 and 0.5 comes in directly in the middle. If we compare this to a number line with fractions on it, we can see that 1/2 comes in the middle as well. So I can see that 0.5 is equivalent to a half. So Ebo is correct. Now, Amelia's jug was 3/4 full. Amelia said that that was the same as 0.71 litres of orange juice. However, Amelia is incorrect. And if we look at 3/4 on a fractions number line, we can see that it comes here, 3/4. And if we compare this to a decimals number line, just like the one on the side of the jug, we can see that 3/4 is equivalent to halfway between 0.7 and 0.8. So that means that 3/4 is equivalent to 0.7 and 5/100. 0.75. Here we see the same number lines here represented on a 100 square, and it's explained just here for you. I did it a different way. I can see that 3/4 of the 100 squares are coloured in, these ones here. Each one of those represents 1/100, and 75 of those squares have been coloured in. Each square equal to 100, so this is 75 hundredths. Now we know that's the same as 0.75, so 3/4 as a decimal is 0.75. Think together. Now, your question 1 is write 1/4 as a decimal. We have 1/4 represented here. You need to write 1/4 as a decimal. So 1/4 is equivalent to 25 hundredths. So 1/4 equals 0.25. We have 25 hundredths here, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. That's 25 hundredths, which is equal to 0.25. Think together, question 2. So discuss with a partner, you could discuss it with anyone who's in your house, how you could use the diagram to show 1/2 as a decimal. So how could you use this 100 square to show a half as a decimal? So if I was going to show this as a decimal, I would start to shade it in. So if I'm shading in a half of the 100 square, it's going to look something like this. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/10 of this number square filled in, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5/10 of it are not. So I've shown half of this shaded in. And Well, I just said it. That's how many hundredths? So that's 10 hundredths here, another 10 here, so 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 hundredths. There we go. And that's equivalent to how many tenths? Well, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 tenths. So 1/2 is equivalent to 5 tenths, which is 0.5. Now, if you've finished the work in your practice book, feel free to come back and have a look at the challenge here.